And here we are. We are live on YouTube. We're live on going live through StreamYard. Believe it or not, I literally tried to go live here and then I hit a paywall on StreamYard. So I had to figure out how to get everything set up. But this is how you do it. You go for it. And you just figure things out along the way. And sometimes you don't exactly know the hows and the whens and the what fors and all of that, but you just go for it and you don't let those you don't let those obstacles stand in your way. So let me just talk to you about what we're here to talk about. Well, good evening, BAPID09. Thank you for who is this that's joining us here? Love to find out who you are, where you're from, if you have any questions. I am here to answer any of your questions that you may have about manifestation, about hypnotherapy, about how it works, maybe why, if manifestation hasn't been working for you so far. Um, Law of attraction, if that hasn't been working for you so far, what it is, if you're not even really familiar with what that is. Let's see, show comments on stage. All right. Show comments on the stage here. Oh, I see here. Okay. So I'm not going to do that. Um, I'm just learning how to use StreamYard for the first time. So so you use MP3s from HipTalk. Oh, very good. I mean, if you don't have to tell me which ones. Let me just ask you this. How long have you been a customer of HipTalk? And how did you find me? And do you have any questions about manifestation, hypnotherapy? How has it been working for you? These are the kinds of things that um, I'm more than happy to answer here. So we're live on multiple platforms. This is like really the first time that I've done StreamYard. And so we are live on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on my profile on Facebook, and on LinkedIn. So you're over here on Instagram. I can see the comments over there. But so far, this is pretty mind-blowing. All of this stuff. I'm just seeing so much stuff. So I'm gonna be really happy to kind of dive in and figure this all out. So since 2022, I'm using HipTalk, Super Intelligence, Calm and Focused. Oh, those are definitely some of my favorite tracks from kind of from the old days. Those are definitely, especially the Calm and Focused. That is a very super powerful track there that really, really helps you to do exactly that, to stay calm, to stay focused. The Web Woven has joined us. Hello, the Web Woven. Love to find out how you know me. Yay, you got it working, Shelly Kelly. You got it working. That is awesome. I got it working. I literally had to go through a little paywall. And then all of a sudden there's they want to charge me like $299 to go live. I'm like, what? No. I think I've got something set up wrong here. So had to figure out a few little few little things here. But so I'm here to answer any questions that anybody has about hypnotherapy, about manifestation. I think what I'll start off doing though, you don't see other people's chat though. Okay. I am not sure how that is working yet. So I'm gonna just probably go live for an hour today and just sort of be in a little bit of an uncomfortable in the dark state, not knowing exactly how to do everything. And what's interesting is, so you're on YouTube, so you're only going to be able to see the chats of the people that are YouTube. And I actually have Instagram open on another screen. And so I can see the people, the comments that are happening over there. I can see that we have one person on Instagram. I can see that we have three people all together. And so that's just kind of like the situation that I'm going to be in today, is just sort of like, oh, and I can actually see that there was a little like there. So thank you for the like. So for those of you who are maybe watching this and you don't know me, you haven't been introduced to my work, I'm Victoria Gallagher. I've been a hypnotherapist for the past 25 years. I consider myself the law of attraction hypnotist. I work with people in the manifestation, work with people on manifestation, helping people specifically to manifest more money in their businesses. And, that is something that we do in our community on school called Money Manifestation Mastery. And, we have people working on all kinds of areas, from working through their money blocks to working on generating their first 10K months. And so it's an amazing community of high vibe, very positive, powerful people who are, really here to support each other and really here to help each other to win. Let's just start off with doing a reading. This is one of the fun things we do in the community. And so let's just start off with a community reading. And if anybody does have any questions, go ahead and leave a question in the comment, and I will be happy to answer any questions that you have. But first, and I'm going to do this without looking at the cards. So these are the Believe manifestation cards. Let's see, right? Okay, and I'm just going to find a card, and I'm going to give you a community reading. All right. Oh, okay. It's always the same. I'm always really excited to see the cards. And so just to give you a little context of what these cards are from. So these cards are from the manifestation deck. There's 8 manifesting conditions in the Practical Law of Attraction book that you see back there. And so this card is on creative attraction. That's the 6th manifesting conditions. And this is how we are connected with the super conscious. And so this is the magnet card, and a magnet doesn't chase. It attracts. Keep a steady focus and your energy strong. So that is the reading for you today. And the affirmation is, I focus my energy and attract with power. All right. So BAPID, isn't it an awesome card? It's a great card. Victoria, what is the difference between your employment hip talk and like manifestation MP3s in Believe? Is there any difference? Please highlight the differences. That's a really, really great question. So I have my Attract employment on Hip Talk, and then I have my Believe, um, you know, s- um, app. And inside the Believe app is every hypnosis, meditation, affirmation program that I've actually ever created. So on Hip Talk, we are actually starting to populate Hip Talk with some of the tracks that are in Believe, but Believe is now where everything goes first. So rather than spending, $29, what you'll spend on Hip Talk, you literally get access to all of the tracks inside of Believe for one low monthly or yearly subscription fee. Now, so the difference between that, so attract employment uses manifestation and law of attraction principles inside of the program. So rather than just very practical strategies, which it does actually include, what it does is it also helps you with some of the more manifestation concepts like raising your vibration, helping you to surround yourself with a little bit more of a magnetic, powerful, positive energy so that when you are looking for employment, people, you're going to attract more helpful people. When you go to a job interview, you're going to be, you know, in a much higher vibration. And when you're in a higher vibration, a couple of things are happening. Number one, the the interviewer who is giving you, the line of questions is going to sense that there's something a little bit more magnetic, something a little bit more um, powerful, something a little bit more confident. It's going to, they're going to pick up on your energy, your positive and powerful energy a little bit more. And so that is, you know, essentially one of the reasons why you want to raise your vibration. Another reason why you want to raise your vibration is going to help you to tap into more creative internal resources. So when you're there and you maybe feel a little bit nervous and your brain kind of wants to check out and you're not necessarily able to come up with the right answer, well, tapping into your vibration, raising your vibration is going to cause you to kind of lighten up. It's going to kind of cause the brain to, not be so like anxious, and it's going to cause everything to soften. And when you have a little bit more of a calm and steady vibration and energy, you're just able to tap into your creative resources much, much more easily. So that is just one of the manifesting conditions that goes into the more, manifestation oriented hypnosis programs that I provide. And hey, Marge, good to see you. Good to see you here. So does that really explain it? Because the employment hip talk and the manifestation MP3 in Believe, those are really the same. That is a law of attraction based audio. It's just that since I created the Believe app and since I kind of decided that, I'm going all in on this is who I target, this is the kind of work, these are the kind of people that I want to attract. I want to attract people who want to work on their getting better at manifestation. I want to work with people who understand that there is a deeper place that you need to tap into in order to make manifestation work better. I don't teach surface level manifestation like a lot of teachers out there who will just say, okay, say your affirmations, do your visualization, do these tricks, these 555 techniques, all of these things, they all work. But at the end of the day, in order to really improve your ability to manifest, it does require being able to access the subconscious mind, which houses all of your beliefs, all of your emotions. And that is where we can go to get access to more creative ideas for you as well on, how you are going to, um, manifest whatever it is that you're working on, whether it's a job, whether it's 10K months, whether it's a relationship, whether it's the love of your life. And so that's essentially the difference. Does that answer your question? Let me know in the comments if that answered your question, or if you want me to dive any deeper in that, or if you have any other questions. So, Marge and Kelly, are if you're still here, let me know if you guys have any questions for me. I'm happy to answer, or if you want to, um, yeah, just let me know. If there's anything that you're stuck on, if you want, just any kind of question. I think there might be a little bit of a delay, so I'm going to have to get really good at talking about things while I'm waiting for the questions to come in. But, just a couple of other things that I could, just a couple of questions that you might have, like, maybe let's see, thank you, Victoria. Your hypnosis tapes from Hip Talk are my secret recipe for success. Oh, I love that. I love that. That makes me feel, and you've only been there since 2022. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I started Hip Talk in 1999. So the fact that, so 2022, even though it's like 4 years ago, it still feels really new for me. So yeah, if you have any other questions for me, I'd love to go ahead and answer those. But some of the questions that people ask me all the time are is why isn't manifestation working for me? Like, I have been saying my affirmations, I've been doing my visualization, I've been journaling, I've been, doing all the things, I've been working on this. And, so far I haven't had the kind of success that I would like to have. And, one of the primary reasons for that, and there's a number of reasons that, it could be. It could be that you just haven't really gotten crystal clear on exactly what it is that you want yet. That's one of the, people think that they're really clear until I ask them, like, so tell me, what exactly is it that you want? And then they kind of start circling around and going all over the place and saying, well, I want this and this is why I want that. And or I, maybe I also kind of want this. I'm not really sure what I want. And a lot of people, when they first come to me, they're not 100% sure, what they really want. And part of the reason why they're not sure what they want is because at the end of the day, they feel like maybe they can't actually have it. So they will just reject themselves from even putting themselves out there to want what they actually want, because, there's a part of them that kind of believes that they're going to fail if they actually put out there what they really want. So before they will allow themselves to fail or to get rejected, they'll just automatically write it off like that's impossible. And you actually, believe it or not, if you go for what you really want versus what the safe bet is, and most people don't even necessarily manifest the safe bet because, it's still a risk, it's still a stretch to get the safe bet, but they don't necessarily manifest the safe bet because there's no passion there for that. There's not a really true deep down desire. And so, and then you're not willing to actually jump through some of the hoops that you might have to jump through in order to create that. Because manifestation doesn't mean that you're not going to end up taking some action on it. It doesn't mean that you aren't going to be met with challenges. It's not always just a smooth ride. There are ups and downs, whether you're manifesting it or you're just doing it without any of the, programming. And so we have to actually go for what we really want, something that means the world to us, something that really has some kind of sticky value for you that, like once you decide, I'm going for this, that you never really throw in the towel. You never start. So you never stop. So I'm looking at two questions now. I'm going to go ahead and take a break from what I was saying, and I'm going to I've got Kelly's, and I've got so one of my friends was using Hip Talk since 2013, and he was using amazing brain training, so he introduced me to you. But I seriously started listening in 2022. Oh my goodness, 2013. Now, see, now that's really kind of getting a little bit into the OG times. So I appreciate that. And Victoria, in your manifestation tapes, you always tell to set a timeline. What chances are there it will take more time? Apologies for asking a lot. Best regards. Oh, thank you for asking that. And I'm also going to um, put Kelly's question up here. I start great, then fear, ego blocks come into it. So I go back and forth. Yeah. Um, so I'm going to answer Kelly's question first. And partly because, Kelly's a member of our community. So I'm always going to put our members just a little bit, more higher priority. And then I'm going to ask your question um, on on the timeline. So you'll start great, but then the fear, the ego blocks come into it. And so you go back and forth. And it is this exact going back and forth that is, like when we give into that fear and that ego block, and we say, oh, it looks like it's not going to happen, or it looks like I'm going to, like that's essentially what it is like you start to like have this doubt that like, is this really going to work? And and it is that wavering that confuses both, the subconscious mind as well as the universe. One day, you're really, really crystal clear. I'm going for this, and the next day, you're basically saying, I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to have that. And so, what happens is that ends up sending mixed signals to, to the universe. And so, how we can ultimately address that ego? Well, one, we definitely want to go into the subconscious mind, and we want to rewire it. We want to overload it with all the reasons why it's absolutely possible for us to have what we want. And, like, so whenever that starts to happen, what I would recommend that you do is I would recommend number one, just to write it down, just to write down the limiting belief. And it is a limiting belief that whatever it is, like, and I don't know the exact words that are coming up for you. I would actually want to know to really dial in and really be able to address it better. But there's some kind of a sentence that happens. There's something that you say to yourself that's like, oh, I don't know if this is really working for me. I don't know if I can really have this. Why hasn't it happened yet? There's something that kind of sounds like that. And feel free to write that in the comment, whatever that word, that other voice might be. And, it is based on, you've had decades of years in your life of not being able to have that. You've also got, the world around you that basically challenges everything that you say about you being able to manifest things and poo-poo the whole idea. And people don't want to pay for that kind of thing in today's climate, basically. Okay, that's now, see, that's getting really specific. So then what we want to do is ask, is that really true? And so there's going to be a camp of people out there that, and I know what you do. I know that you help people with the organizing and I and tell me just a little bit more about that. Naysayers are easy to say whatever to, and yeah, you just want to ignore those people because here's the thing. So I'm just gonna bust the belief right now. So my husband works in a high end jewelry store. I mean, he literally on a daily basis he gets exposure to people that come in and buy items that are in the figures, like literally like bracelets that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I mean, and there's no shortage of these people. But see, our reticular activating system is decluttering, organizing, depersonalizing for sales. Okay, and when you say depersonalize, I think I have an idea of what that means. When I hear that, I've never heard that before, but here's what I think that means. So do you kind of like, basically take all the things out of the environment that are a little bit personal to the buyer, and you have an eye, I mean, to the I'm sorry, to the seller, so you kinda have an eye for like, "Oh, this is something that you're not gonna want to," you kinda stage. It's like almost like staging it, getting rid of the things that are gonna maybe be off-putting to the buyer and then fill it with other things that are a little bit more attractive. And so that you also help, people with packing, moving, but not actually moving them, just packing. Yes, exactly, simple staging type thing, exactly. Alright, so, I mean, that, like, I mean, if when you look at if you were to look at, realtor.com, or if you looked at Zillow, you looked at Zillow and you look at all of the homes that are being sold right now for, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. If you look at that and you start to actually see that there are millions of people that are making, the kind of money that they would need, to make in order to become your client. So it's really a matter of like shifting our focus and our attention away from, yes, there are people out there for sure that aren't going to be your target market. There are people that absolutely don't want to pay for your service. But are there people that do want to pay for your service? These are the people you want to like make a list of all the kind of people that would want to pay for your service. They're not maybe being subject to the economic environment right now. That maybe they are, people who earn enough money in their business. A lot of business owners are just not subject to the strains that are happening in the everyday economy. And so we want to just start to train ourselves to like turn away from the conversations, that people are having about the economy because we can listen to and then we can let that continue to program our mind, "Oh, yeah, there's not enough people." Because at the end of the day, it's like whatever you focus on expands. So if you start to put your energy and focus on the people who absolutely can afford your services and who absolutely will spend money on that, and if you were like, I literally, I love organizing, I love having my house organized. I've literally thought at some point, I would love to have somebody come into my pantry, my closet, and figure out some way because, like, I like looking at it organized, and I do organize to a certain degree, but I don't really have the, natural capacity to know exactly how to do it without taking as much time as I would want to invest in it. Because what you're doing also, you're saving the right kind of person, um, some time and energy to do something that maybe is kind of important to them. So, there's no reason to let ego hang on a second, there's no reason to let ego, fear, etcetera, and the belief people don't want to pay for it if they don't even know it's out there and affordable for them to have the assistance. Yeah, exactly, exactly. There's literally no reason because, as long as as long as there is a market for what you do, there's one person out there, it's kinda like a cockroach. This is a bad example, but, like, when you see one, if you see one person, then there are more people, just like them that are absolutely a match for, what you want, and we just have to kinda get past, the people who are not a match for our services. Keeping it organized in an easy way, hard part because everyone's different. Yeah, yeah. Just because we may feel as though we're personally struggling a bit right now, doesn't mean everyone is a huge block for me. Oh my god, yeah. That's the other thing too, is, we'll project our own, what's going on with us, like, "Oh, because I don't wanna spend the money on this, then that means other people don't want, to spend the money on that." And so, I would challenge you to, like, literally just to start to look at areas where you can find people that are a target market for what you want. Because, it's like not everyone is in that exactly, that state. And, like, we have this inclination, to tend to look, for the bad, to look for the negative, and if inside our own subconscious mind, we are still, feeling a little blocked with money, then we're gonna project that other people, um, have that same block with money, right? So what we, ultimately need to do is, we need to, kind of understand, and what is the belief that I've been carrying around, and is that at the end of the day, is that true? Is that belief really true that there, um, aren't enough people who are available, to buy our services? Is everyone suffering financially right now. Is that true? No, not everybody's suffering financially right now. And it's not to say that, you don't care about the fact that, that, yeah, there are people that are suffering, but they are not going to be the ones that you are gonna be targeting. The 10K challenge is gonna help me with all of that, I'm sure, given yeah. And, in the very, very first week with the 10K challenge, this is gonna be such an eye-opening experience for you, and I know that, you're still, what day are you on the 21, day challenge? Um, this is gonna be such an eye-opening experience for you because, I'm literally going to have you really, look at other, indus at other people who are actually making money on this. That's gonna ultimately change your perception of what's actually possible for you, and oh, that's right, I you did that, and then you did the gratitude, and then you did the visualization, and then you're doing the practical law of attraction. I lost my mind here for a second. Um, so when you start on week 1, I think had mentioned you're gonna be starting that on Monday the 1st, March 1st. When you start that, you're going to be, starting to break some of the, beliefs just by doing that, just in the 1st week, because you're gonna start to look at, are other people making this kind of money doing this? And if the answer to that is yes, then there's absolutely 0 reason why you would not, be able to do, the same thing. Um, so hopefully that kinda helps answer the whole fear, ego getting in the way, because, we can listen to that voice and we can continue to program our mind, with that voice. And it's really easy to give into that voice, trust me, and so that's why we do the subconscious, work is to break, that, break those paradigms. Um, so I didn't totally finish up there. When you have that sentence, then you want to, number 1, like, just, you know, prove to yourself that that is not actually true, when it's not. Whatever it is that the ego is trying to feed you, it's just trying to keep you in your comfort zone. It's just trying to keep you safe. It's just trying to keep you, um, you know, doing, the exact thing in the exact same place, doing the exact same thing, and that isn't, that obviously is not what you really want. What you really want is you wanna believe these other ideas which are helpful ideas, and the only way that we're gonna really change that is we gotta plant these helpful ideas, into your conscious mind. And, you know what? I wanna put it out there for anybody who, we have definitely some of our members here, but I want to put it out there for those who are not yet a part of this beautiful community. Here's the link, that I'm just dropping in the comment here, and let me see if I can go ahead and let's see, uh, put user in timeout. No, I'm not gonna put myself in timeout. So the For those of you who are here and you're hearing this for the first time and you're kind of understanding a little bit that the reason why manifestation hasn't worked is so far for you is because there's still limiting beliefs, subconscious programming, uh, sabotage patterns that and most people are trying manifestation, um, on a conscious level. We in the money manifestation mastery community, we do this on a subconscious level. Most people are just working on the conscious level. So they can say all the affirmations, they can do the visualization, but the subconscious mind, it still believes that making more money is hard. It still believes that making more money is dangerous. It still believes that, that if you change anything that you're going to die, like, literally, it believes that. And, oh, Johnny's here. Hello, Johnny. And so what we have to do is, we week by week in this 10K challenge, we're creating a brand new identity, and we're creating that new identity at the subconscious, level of mind so that you now have a part of you that's on your side. You have your subconscious mind on your side. You're are you still going to be met with the, challenges? Are you still gonna be met with, ideas that are going to give you that feeling of doubt? Absolutely. Absolutely, but what we're doing is we're strengthening strengthening the subconscious mind. We're strengthening your ability to recognize the patterns as they come up. We're giving you more awareness so that you spot them much faster, and when you spot them much faster, then you're able to say, "Oh, that's just one of those, nasty beliefs that's trying to keep me stuck in my old income level. That's just a belief that's trying to keep me, from making more money." And you're able to recognize the belief much easier, much quicker, much faster, and when you, recognize that belief, now you're able to shift it. But what's going on with most people that are not doing this work, that are, um, out there trying to manifest more money, is they are still being run by a, child that made a decision at some early stage in their upbringing about money being the root of all evils, money's hard to make, I have to struggle, I have to work hard for money, um, I'm not the kind of person, that's able to make a lot of money, and so they're running around with all these, beliefs that are sabotaging, and so what we do is, we go in and we reprogram those beliefs at the subconscious level, and week by week, we are building stronger, identities and creating more capacity, um, in your nervous system just to be able to handle more money, because a lot of times what also happens with people is as they get closer to, breaking out of that comfort zone, then when you start to get a little bit closer to your income goals, all of a sudden, because of the set point that happens inside, um, all of a sudden, you'll start to feel a little bit uncomfortable about making more money. You'll start to maybe something will happen. Maybe you feel guilty about making more money. Yesterday, I was on a podcast, and I was helping the podcast interviewer. So we did a little hypnosis session and helping him to feel a little bit more confident, about putting himself out there, because ultimately putting himself out there was what he needed to do in order to increase his capacity to, make more money. And he had one time ever hit that $10,000 month and then, ooh, just went right back down. And what kicked in at that moment was like he just had almost like a guilty, sensation about it. He felt like, "Oh, this is, like, too easy," and then all of a sudden, now he's kinda feeling like he's on easy street, and he's not actually having to earn the money, which is what we are all running around with when we grow up with that belief that you have to earn it, you have to work hard for it, you have to struggle for it, and there are people out there that are not working that hard and making lots of money. That's what we wanna look at. We don't wanna continue, to have this argument back and forth with our spouse when they come home to have a competition over who worked harder. "Oh, wait, let me tell you about my day. Like, I had to work," right? We have this competition with, people, and we wear this badge of honor about, like, "Do you know how many hours of work I've done? Do you know how hard I work?" And trust me, I have worn that badge of honor, for many, many years of how hard I work, right? And, I've dealt with the guilt of, uh, you know, m of money coming too easily for me, right? Yeah, exactly, and I've just decided that, like, why is that inspiring? How is that inspiring to somebody that I say, "Oh, Bill Clinton is here. Welcome to the Money Manifestation Mastery community, on school." This is, essentially my YouTube, um my YouTube channel where I talk about a lot of the things that we are working on inside of Money Manifestation Mastery. So if you want to learn about that, I'm going to put a link below in the chat here, and you can learn all about how we manifest money using subconscious mind instead of having to work so darn hard for it. And now, do I put in some hours? Do I, help a lot of people? Do I spend a lot of time with my community and you know, and it's like, am I a constant force? Am I constantly present? I think my community would tell you that I'm pretty much there, constantly present, and so it kinda looks like, um, I work hard, and, some people would argue that I do, but here's the thing, I love what I do, okay? And I don't know the difference, like, right now, what would you say that I'm doing right now? Would you say that I'm playing or working? So I'd like to know in the comments, would you say that I'm playing or working right now? Because I know the answer, but what does it look like to you? And, I don't know if BAPIP is still here, um, so having fun, both. Yeah, like, I am having fun. Like, this is enjoyable to me to I could talk about this all day long. And so that's the other thing too, is there's so many people that have, like, a traditional way of thinking about, like, "Yeah, I'm just having a chat with friends." Um, oh, this looks like it's gonna be a good question here. Bill Clinton, "If reality responds to belief, what mechanism prevents mutually contradictory manifestations from different people occurring simultaneously?" Wow, okay. So I think what you're saying is, I think what you're saying is, like, if 2 people want, like, 2 different things, try to you know what? I'm not 100% clear on the question here. Let's see. If reality responds to belief, what mechanism prevents mutually contradictory manifestations from different people occurring simultaneously? Yeah, I would want to, like, kinda dive into that and dissect that question a little bit more. Like, maybe you know what would be helpful? Could you give me an actual example of what contradictory manifestations the different people would be trying to manifest simultaneously? Because that would give me a little bit better understanding of how to address that. But at the end of the day, it really does have to do with your own belief system. Now, a lot of times, and this is like one of those areas where, like, everybody has free will, right? So if you're trying to, say, manifest a soulmate, this is one of the things that a person, like, that has that question, often is dealing with, like, "I want to manifest my soulmate." And that soulmate happens to be married, okay? And that person that they're trying to that they have a very specific person in mind that they're trying to manifest, right? They say, like, "Okay, I, Bill, I wanna manifest Susie." Okay? But Susie is married to, you know, somebody else. If you're try and doesn't, obviously want to get divorced from that person and wants to be with that person. So if you're trying to manifest a person who, is already there is free will. So there is that, okay? So you're not gonna be able to manifest a very specific specific person if they don't have an interest in being with you. But here's the deeper question, when it comes to that. Why would you want to manifest somebody who's already taken? Like, in my opinion, that's kind of settling for something that you don't really want. At the end of the day, the perfect manifestation for you would be manifesting somebody that is available. And so then what's stopping you from wanting to manifest somebody who is available? For example, if 2 candidates each manifest total victory in a one-seat race. Okay, so, like, somebody's going for, the gold medal, let's say, in the Olympics. I'm gonna say that there's actually a lot more that is going on that, behind the scenes that is gonna cause, one person to have maybe a better chance at winning that than another. So, part of it is, manifesting, and part of it is your own personal life experience and your own, skill level, your own strength, your own, training, your own time and experience, with that. I mean, this is where some of the practical parts of this are really just gonna, come into play. 2, um, people are on horses, they're both in a horse race, both seeing that goal line, and they're both trying to cross that finish line at the same time, and one of them is gonna manifest that, and the other one is manifest most of that, and I'm just gonna put it out there that if when all else is equal, if the skills are equal, if the experience is equal, if the desire is equal, if the vibration is equal, if all of those things are equal, um, I think that there's just gonna be one maybe that just had just a fraction more belief than the other one. Because I think at the end of the day, whatever you, conceive and believe, just like, Napoleon Hill says, whatever you can conceive and believe, you can achieve. And, but, manifesting, it doesn't have anything to do with the other person. Um, you essentially, you can only do as much as you possibly believe that you can do. So the person who won the race, in my end of the day answer is just gonna be the person who either wanted it more, believed in it more, trained for it more, had just a little bit more of a, um, physical advantage, than the other person, because it's, part of it's practical and part of it is, just, what's going on, inside of your brain, and if you, also wanna get, like, on even an ethereal level, it could also mean that that just wasn't meant to be for that person. Like, maybe the, universe, your super intelligence, super conscious, maybe it has something even bigger and better in store for you. Like, you know, um, I mean, to be perfectly honest, right now I'm in a race, okay? I'm in a race, with school games. Like, I'm in a race right now to unfortunately, I gotta run. Okay. Nice to see you, Kelly. Good to see you. So I'm in a race right now, and I'm manifesting winning, the school games, okay? At this very, very moment, I am in I'm number 6. Okay, the person who's in number 5, um, do they want it just as bad as I do? I don't know. I don't think that they do because I'm about to overtake them. Do they have the belief that I have been creating, toward this at the same level? Do they, like, really, really, like, have they been every single day, like, hypnotizing themselves to win this? I don't know. I don't know. Um, and, so, somebody can want something all they want, but the one that has the stronger desire, the one that has the stronger intention, the one that has the stronger belief is probably gonna be the one that wins the total victory in a one-seat race. So, that's my answer. Um, tell me if that kinda makes sense to you, if that makes sense to you. I think it's just, we have to work on, strengthening the belief and ridding ourselves of the blocks, and so much of it really does come down to these blocks, and it sometimes it doesn't, like, really make practical sense, why something isn't coming to fruition. You can't really know that until sometimes you go in and you discover during my 7-day faster manifestation challenge, people discover things. They discover that, like, "Oh, I was never really actually giving myself permission to actually want what I really want." So many people, they go around wanting something, but it's not really them, it's something maybe that was told to them from, the people around them. It's like, "Oh, you should want this, or you shouldn't want that." And a lot of people are just kinda walking around, like, kinda go something that isn't even really that important. It isn't even really the thing that they really, really want. So I don't know if you've ever experienced, that, but that's, like, one of the first blocks that people encounter, and we clear the block on the first day of the 7-day, faster manifestation challenge. And I don't know if, BAP is still I think you're working hard and condition your mind to enjoy it. So, tell me what makes you say that, because I'm here hanging out on YouTube right now, and, I think it's the perception, like, maybe you could 'cause, I want to know, like, right now I'm in a learning phase, like, I want to learn as much as I possibly can. I love, love, love learning, and it's, like, one of my absolute most favorite things to do is learn. So what I'm doing right now, with you is I'm learning. I'm learning, like, what are the questions that people have? Like, why what I'm learning a little bit more all the time about what kind of thought processes people have that causes them to not be able to manifest their dreams, and that I find extremely interesting. I find the questions out there extremely interesting, and I also feel like it's my mission in this world because of the, uh, financial situation that a lot of people do find themselves in. I feel like it's just such a passion for me when you have, you know, thousands and thousands of people whose lives have been changed at, by doing the work, by the work that I have been doing, by the when when so many people's lives have been changed by that, it's like, I can't not do this. Like, I can't not want to talk about this all day long and find people whose, beliefs are working against them and sabotaging them. Like, I'm on a mission, like, to make sure that everybody who has a dream can find me and can, come to, take my courses, take these really, really simple, easy to do courses that are literally going to change your life. And that's my mission, and I love it. So for me, it absolutely doesn't feel like work at all. So I kind of I don't really agree that I've conditioned my mind to enjoy it because what's not enjoyable about hanging out with my friends here on YouTube and Instagram and just having a conversation with you and answering some questions. You know what I mean? Like, um, it's not work. And I think the other thing is that that's a limiting belief that a lot of people have is that, like, everything has to feel like work. That, in order to make money, it has to feel like work, and nothing could be further from the truth. I make money in my sleep, that's not work. I've been making money in my sleep, pretty much since 1999, since I started my business, and I'm sleeping. So I'm not working while I'm making, money, and so, let's see. Oh, cool, cool, cool. We got a few more people over here that have joined. And you know what? I also wanna make sure oh, I just okay. I want to make sure that I give my Instagram people over here the link, to sign up for my 7-day faster manifestation challenge. Um, did I put that in there? Okay. So let me tell you, just, a little bit more about the kind of things that, are happening in your subconscious mind that blocking your ability from, being able to make all of the money. So number one, you believe that you don't actually get to enjoy doing something that you absolutely love. And other people, get to tell you like um, what's acceptable, what's an acceptable way to work, what you or really you haven't even tapped into because you haven't given yourself permission to actually want what you want because somehow you're guilty or wrong or bad or it's not what everybody else wants or it's not what everybody else thinks you want, and that's a huge roadblock for a lot of people, and we break that on the very, very first day. The self-sabotage, so this is the part that sits in the subconscious mind. This is the part that as soon as you start getting a little bit of success with something that, it's like your thermostat essentially in your house. So I want you just to imagine like that you have a thermostat in your house, and what is the temperature that that thermostat is, always set on? Is it 70? Is it like our house is normally set on, 76 to 78, somewhere in there. Living in Arizona, it's pretty much almost that the air conditioning has to come on to cool it down to, 76 or 78 or whatever it is, and, feel free to type in the chat, what is your thermostat set on? So I kinda know that you're tuned in here, you're paying attention, and you're getting something out of this conversation that we're having, 'cause, that's also something that I just really love to do. I'm a natural born teacher. I've been teaching people since I was teaching my younger sister when we used to play school, and I loved playing school so much, and I literally taught her, how to do a lot of the reading and the writing and things like that before she ever actually was ready for school, and that was because I taught her a few things. She was, like, 4 years younger than me, and but anyway, so I really enjoy teaching. Um, so we all have this thermostat, right, that's set to a certain temperature in our house. What happens when it gets too hot? the air conditioning kicks on and adjusts the temperature back to what it's been set for. What happens when it gets too cold? The heat, kicks in and it adjusts the temperature to what it's been set for, alright? Now what does that have to do with manifesting money? It has everything to do with it because inside of us all, without even being aware of it, you at some point in your life, deep in your subconscious mind, you have set that same thermostat. And that thermostat wasn't even really set by you, the adult self who's sitting here right now listening, to this. That thermostat was set at a very, very early age by a confused young boy or girl who listened to the words that your mother or your father or, the family friend or somebody said at one point that changed how you believed about money when you didn't even have a chance to even think about or know what money is because you didn't have any filters in your preventing any of these beliefs and ideas from entering your subconscious mind until you were, 7 years old. And you barely started to filter things out because you didn't know anything when you're 7 years old. You don't know enough about what's right or wrong, what's actually true. So you just pretty much buy into everything. You just accept everything as absolute fact. So when you heard your, mother and father, arguing about, "Oh my goodness, my cats just explained to me that I forgot to feed them." I've been sitting here enjoying myself all morning and, having a good time with y'all, and, I just heard that I forgot to feed them. So I'm gonna wrap this up here pretty soon and go, take care of my children. Anyway, so at a very early age, you made decisions about money before you were ever even able to know what it was, and now, because of those decisions that were made back then, what happens is you have a set point, um, an income ceiling that makes it impossible for you to well, it does 2 things. It makes it almost impossible for you to go below a certain amount because you're not gonna let yourself go hungry. You're not gonna let yourself get kicked out of um, your house or your apartment or whatever it is. You're not gonna go below a certain amount, right? Can everybody relate to that? That you're not gonna let yourself go below that set point. That is like, if you got to that point, alright, you're gonna go out there and you're going to get a second job. You're going to, ask for a raise. You're going to, figure out some way, "Oh my god, I've gotta pay the rent. I've gotta do this." You're going to increase your income because that survival mechanism is gonna kick in. The survival mechanism is not gonna let you go below your low set point, just like the temperature in your house is set to a certain temperature. You've got it set there. As soon as it gets too cold, the heat is gonna kick on. So as soon as your bank account, your income gets too cold, okay, you are going to turn up the heat and you're gonna start to make a little bit more money, okay? Um, and you're not thinking about this logically, it's just happening underneath the surface. It's just what happens. And this is why people have this roller coaster of an income. They get only so high as well, because on the other end of the spectrum, what happens is your self-sabotage monster kicks in, and this is what we deal with in day 2 of the Faster Manifestation Challenge. day 2 is called "Get Out of Your Own Way." So, who here knows that sometimes you get in your way? Put in the comment, "Sometimes I get in my own way," and you know that because you don't have what you want. That's one of the reasons that you know that, because if you would get out of your own way and you would actually do the things that the more highly intelligent part of you knows to do, you would actually do them. And so there's a part of you, your self-sabotage monster that is in your way. We've gotta deal with that. We've gotta deal with that self-sabotage that's blocking you and keeping you stuck at a certain income level. And so that's yes, I had a bad childhood, so I know that I self-sabotage a lot. Well, you would be a perfect candidate, to take this 7-day manifestation challenge. As somebody who's been buying my products on HipTalk all this time, you would be very surprised at how much crazy amount of content I'm giving you literally for a $9 investment. We're talking about you come in, you get access to this content for 30 days. The first 7 days, is, the Faster Manifestation Challenge, and you're gonna be able to break through the 7 most common money blocks that people have that are keeping them stuck, that's keeping you, in your bad childhood, and I'm really very sorry that you had that bad childhood. I don't know how many of us actually do escape childhood without being wounded at some level, and so it's really just a question of, are you going to let your, finances for the rest of your life be dictated by bad childhood that's gonna continue self-sabotaging? And, I think you're pretty smart. If you're a hip hop customer, you're obviously tells me something about you. You care about your mm, your future, you care about yourself, you care about your personal growth. So, this is definitely something that I put together to help people. I've kept it so ridiculously, you know, ridiculously, affordable so that anybody who is dealing with these money blocks, you can figure out, if you can figure out how to invest in TikTok.com, over there, the $20 programs over there, you can definitely afford $9, that is literally changing people's lives. If Johnny's over here still on YouTube, I'm talking to multiple different, cameras right now, so I'm on, Instagram over here, I'm on YouTube over here. Somewhere, I might be on Facebook as well, and on LinkedIn. I've never actually gone live on LinkedIn, so I don't know if I have any people that are here watching from LinkedIn, but, anyway, all that to say, getting back to the thermometer, so we have this set point inside of our, brain that kicks in on the upside as well. So we talked about the low side that is not gonna let you go below a certain amount, but it's also not gonna let you go above a certain amount, and part of the reason why that is also is because it's just not safe for you to earn more because you hardwired that, this is the amount that is comfortable. Above this amount is gonna cause me to take on more responsibility. Like, these are some of the things that are maybe going on inside the subconscious mind. Above this amount is gonna cause me to have to be more visible. Above this amount, I'm gonna have to work harder. Above this amount, people are going to think bad things about me. Above this amount, I'm gonna start to think bad things about me. Above this amount is gonna, like, cause all kinds of problems. So there's some deep internal wiring that maybe you don't hear out loud, but when you do this deep subconscious work, um, you're going to learn what it is. You're gonna hear those things, and you're gonna hear what it is that has been blocking you from having, being able to go above that amount. So, that is how the thermostat works on both ends of the spectrum. And so I literally just gave you 2 of the 7 money blocks that we deal with inside of the, Money Manifestation Mastery 7-day faster manifestation challenge. So I am a little bit over time. My cat's just meowed, told me, um, what time it is. This is what happens when you're having fun and you kinda, like, lose track of time. I just lost track of time. I've been on here for looks like an hour and 15 minutes. It did take me just a little bit longer to figure out, how to use StreamYard, for the first time, and I did it. I had my first successful, had my first successful live stream on multiple channels at the same time, never done that before, and so that's pretty cool. Pink Lotus has joined us. Hi, Pink Lotus. I was literally just getting ready to wrap up here. We're having an amazing conversation about helping people to understand their subconscious patterns and money patterns and been blocking them from having more of it. That is my mission in life is to help people to rewire their subconscious minds so that they can have more of the things that they want because I believe everybody deserves to do what they love, make money in the process. I help people in my manifestation community to do that. I mean, we've we're up to, like, I think 700 wins, money wins, just money wins, just in the money wins category, we're up to over 700 money wins anywhere from, a small win, tiny win. We talk about our wins, we talk about everything because what you focus on expands. So when you talk about your money wins, you talk about what you want, you're just going to be and when you see other people in the community winning, you're having this environment of people who are supporting each other, having this environment of people who, are winning and seeing that, it breaks your own paradigms and shows you, what's actually possible for you. And so I teach that inside of Money Manifestation Mastery on school. I give you point out the link once more here. You can sign up today for $9 at 7daymanifest.com. Okay. Um, Go ahead and join us. At least go and check out the About page so that you can see all the testimonials of the people who have been getting served, by the work that I do there. And I'm gonna also drop one link for anybody who is still here on YouTube or anywhere else. Let's see, 7daymanifest.com. Um, if you have any other questions for me, please leave a comment and ask your question because when I go live next time, I will know what questions are on your heart and on your mind, and I will be able to come back um, and help you and answer your questions. But if you really, really want success in your life and you really want to go to the next level financially, this is exactly what people are doing inside of Money Manifestation Mastery. We have our 7-day Faster Manifestation Challenge. We have our 21-day manifestation challenge. During the 7 days, we break through 7 of the most common money blocks. During the 21 days where we actually start to plant better seeds to help you to learn how to manifest. So you're gonna learn every day for 21 days, my strategies, my techniques, exactly the formula, the system that I use and that I teach and that have helped thousands of people to manifest better lives and more money. And then there's the 10K challenge, which is designed to help people to make 10K months to have their and not just once, but to do it consistently. And so there's the 10K challenge. So far, we've had several people. We only started this in December, and so far, we've had several people, um, already break through, have their very first, 10K month. Johnny's still here. Johnny's one of them. Anna broke through. She had an $8,000 month in December. This is coming up from she was only making $2,000 a month, and, she just had her first 10K month, in January. Now it's in February, and, I'm not sure where she's at for the month this month. We're working on now consistency. And, Krista said I signed up and then didn't do the steps. I read everything and watched everything and promised I'd begin the challenge very soon. It takes a bit for me to get the ground running. Yeah, and, that is interesting because we have had people and they're like, I'm always concerned about the people that haven't gotten on board yet 'cause it's you know, like nothing is gonna happen by just signing up. Um, so you actually have to dive in there. And maybe here's what I would recommend is go ahead and put it on your calendar, like literally just make it a priority because you want there was a reason why you signed up, and it was because you wanted to break through these money blocks. And I'm sure you've probably seen, if you've hung out in the community a little bit, you've seen other people as they've gone through the challenge, you can see them putting wins up on the wins board, you can see what's happening, so it's all there for you. And so I just would maybe, suggest say, "Okay, I'm starting this whatever day, I'm starting this tomorrow morning, or I'm starting this tonight, I'm starting this right now, I'm starting this on Monday," whatever it is, and start. Put it on your calendar, put a put a time that you're gonna you literally only have to spend ideally, 30 minutes, to 45 minutes, is a pretty good chunk of time, and, that isn't a lot of time in the grand scheme of things, like, you want something like, how much time do you spend doing things you don't really want to do and not making kind of money that you really wanna make at it versus investing the time and energy into getting your mindset to do most of the work for you. Because the mindset is really the most important work you will ever do in your life, because when you have the mind on your side helping you do the things in a much more efficient way, in a way that's really connected, in a way that's really aligned, in a way that makes you feel good, in a way that makes you believe in yourself and about yourself. When you have all of that happening, that actual physical time to take the actions is not going to take as long because you're not spinning your wheels and trying to figure out how to do all of these things. You're in alignment. You have your mind working more efficiently and more clearly, and you've made a lot of the time that it takes people to do things has more to do with the amount of time it takes to make the decision to do those things, and not so much the actual time, the focused time. If you were really just to block out everything else and just focus on that one thing, it doesn't really take as much time as you you know, as it would if you were multitasking and, checking your email and doing this, doing that, and doing that. We end up making things take a whole lot longer because we're not actually doing it. We're doing other things. We're doing everything but that. Okay, so I have, like, no voice left otherwise, and my cats are, telling me I'm the worst cat mom in the world, and I thought I was the best cat mom in the world, but, right now I'm the worst cat mom in the world because 'cause I've made them wait way too long for their breakfast. So, I'm going to figure out how to end this stream, and, if anybody has any questions for me left, then please go ahead and drop them in the comments. And for those of you who are still here or who are watching the replay, then go ahead and make this investment in yourself today. Get on board, get into my money manifestation mastery program. I mean, it's like it is the place to be. I mean, people have been giving me amazing reviews. People have been changing their life. And if you want to change your life, if you want to change your relationship with money, if you want more money, this, $9 is really, no-brainer investment to just go ahead and get on the path and get started today. So go to 7daymanifest.com, and I will see here on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and wherever else you're watching. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you inside Money Manifestation Mastery soon. Thank you guys so much, and have a wonderful day. Bye for now.